Hey everybody, welcome back to Sunday Afternoon Smokes, your casual conversation podcast from the upstate of South Carolina. My name is Chris. I'm your host. I am also the owner and operator of The Cigar Box, a mobile cigar bar that serves the upstate and beyond. If you're enjoying Sunday Afternoon Smokes, I'd appreciate it if you drop me a review. Today I have the pleasure of sitting down with my friend, and I say that purposely. Known him for, I guess, 3.5, 4 years-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
My friend Keith Bowling. Hey, buddy, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Pleasure to be here.
As you know, on Sunday Afternoon Smokes, I like to let my guests introduce themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So take a minute, say what's up, say hey, whatever, and while you do that, I'm going to light my cigar.
All right. Yeah, I'm Keith Bowling. I've been a realtor in the upstate for, January will be 12 years. Recently started a company that is a property management company called Key Renter Upstate. And, just getting the ball rolling on that. Been open a couple weeks and here to talk about that a little bit, but just visit with my buddy, Chris.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Well, we are jumping right into section 1 of the podcast, which is always cigars. Feel free to light up whenever you're ready, man. I am smoking a Monte Cristo Volume 1 100 Days. I picked this cigar up a couple months ago, and I haven't smoked one yet, so I'm looking forward to getting into this cigar. So this, after Monte Cristo rolls it, they do everything they do, right? But after it's a finished product and they let it sit in their aging rooms, probably some special cedar vaults and whatnot for 100 days, and then they send it out. So I'm really looking forward to smoking this. And this is on the lighter side for me. Lighter side for you too.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the
Oliva Melanio Maduro.
Yeah, Oliva
Serie
V Melanio Maduro, which I think, if I have to go on record, I'm thinking that's probably Oliva's best cigar.
It's an excellent smoke. I've had a few of these before. They are definitely good all-around cigar.
Yeah, it's a banger. You're smoking the Robusto, which is a little bit of a smaller cigar than you normally smoke.
Yeah, usually go with a Toro.
Than I normally smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Toro is a perfect size cigar.
It is. It is.
I prefer them. I even like them better than Churchill's.
Yep.
Churchill, that's a lot of cigar, man.
It is. Or Gordo or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, 6x60?
Yeah.
That's
Toro to me is the perfect size.
It is. It's the right amount of cigar. It's the right amount of time for what you want to invest in that. I won't spend a whole lot of time on this. Just I kind of went down that rabbit hole with my buddy Chris McGowan on the last podcast. But you've got this. So I don't know how much you know about that cigar.
Not a lot.
So that cigar was released in 2012, named after Melanio Oliva, who is the patriarch of the Oliva family.
Okay.
Who began growing tobacco in Cuba in the late 1800s. So this is, this is the mom of the family.
Thank you, Melanio.
Yes. We appreciate you.
We do.
For what, a couple hundred years later, we're very grateful for your influence and what you've done. The cigar represents the peak of Oliva's blending and construction. It's kind of like their tribute. And I mean, they crush it with that cigar.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Anytime I smoke that cigar, it's robust, but it's also got every time it's like a flawless draw.
Mm-hmm. The draw is excellent.
Mm-hmm. That is Ecuadorian sun-grown Sumatra, Nicaraguan binder, and a blend of Nicaraguan, let's see here, a blend of, I'm not looking at the right thing here, filler, a blend of aged Nicaraguan Ligero, primarily from Jalapa.
Okay.
So, it's just an excellent cigar. It's robust, but it's smooth.
It is.
And then for mine, this Monte Cristo 100 Days, this is Ecuadorian Habano, Nicaraguan binder, and Nicaraguan and Honduran filler. So, I mean, so far it's fine. It's smooth. I haven't, but I'm what, a quarter inch.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how it feels later on. Now, I know you said you haven't smoked much in the last few weeks.
I haven't.
You haven't had time.
I haven't had time. Been trying to get this business off the ground. Had to travel a little bit. Had my last training for this business. It's based out of Salt Lake City, and I'm sure we can get into all that here shortly. But so I've been traveling and sitting in classrooms and stuff like that. But and then also had a little upper respiratory deal going on, a little sickness going on through the family. So you don't really want to smoke a cigar when you're hacking your lungs out already. So
I can still hear it a little bit.
Yeah,
in your voice.
It's there.
Yeah,
not quite over the hump yet, but I'm on the tail end of this hopefully. So
yeah, well, I know you are, and I will just go ahead and take all the credit for this, but I know that you're a cigar enthusiast.
Yes.
Have you smoked anything new and interesting lately?
New and interesting?
Or things that, I say new and interesting, things that you've smoked for the first time.
Yeah, I've made my way through a few foundation lines. I can't remember the actual, specific names of them off the top of my head, but, the Tabernacle, I've had those before, but, those lines there, foundation just makes an excellent smoke. And recently went to an event in a local cigar shop. That was a foundation event. I guess it was a couple months ago now, and was introduced to a few other things that they make. And I've just been going through that line a little bit and been impressed with it, man. It's good stuff. Yeah,
everybody I've ever talked to says Foundation makes really good stuff. I haven't smoked a lot of Foundation. I think Charter Oak is made by Foundation cigars.
Yeah, it is.
I've smoked several of those, and they're
that's kind of like their lower tier.
It's not their higher end stuff. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite cigar.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of stuff out there that I haven't smoked that I want to. In fact, I'm waiting on a package from a friend of mine who sent me some cigars. And I don't know, he knows of a lot of boutique stuff that I have no idea even exists.
Sure. There's a lot of stuff out there.
There is. There's a ton of stuff out there. So I'm waiting for that to show up. I think it'll be coming in here any day now.
Nice.
But I'd really like to smoke my way through Dunbarton.
Oh,
Back and Trust.
Oh, man.
All his stuff.
God, it's so
Steve
good.
Saka.
Yeah.
I would like to smoke all of
on the pricey side, a lot of them.
Yeah, they are.
They are good. I mean, the red meat lovers you love, I love. Gosh. I mean, who doesn't love those? If you like a nice big bold cigar.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the many. But he's got excellent cigars.
Yeah, I'd also I haven't smoked any of them. Also expensive, but I'd like to smoke all of the God of Fire.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Definitely expensive. What are you talking, like $30, $35 a
probably
stick, something like that?
Something like that. I mean, even at wholesale, dude, they are not cheap.
Yeah.
I've thought recently, one day whenever I'm not running the cigar box anymore, I'm thinking I could just keep the LLC open and keep my wholesale license active.
Why not? Yeah.
And just order it wholesale for myself. Now I still have to report, because whenever you go and when you go and you report every month about your product, what you've ordered, there's a line on there that says how much product you smoked for your own personal use.
Okay.
So you're supposed to report that.
Sure.
So I could just put all of it there, but I could still order it wholesale, even if I'm not turning around and reselling.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's legal.
And heck, you could even turn around and resell to.
I could still,
friends and
exactly
current clients.
Right. So, I would. Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
It seems like the smart play.
You already got it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. So, now I know, and we're gonna get to Key Renter here in just a little bit. I know that you were up in Salt Lake City, Utah, doing some business training.
Beautiful place, by the way.
Is it?
Oh man,
I've never been.
It is, I mean, everywhere you look around you is just mountain ranges, that surround everything, I took a picture. I'll show it to you after this, but I walked out of the office there after training, just right there. The sun was setting over the mountains. I just took a picture. It's like, it's an unbelievable picture. And it was just like right outside the door of the office, but yeah, it's a beautiful, nice and clean city. Everything looks new. At least the area I was in did. And it's a beautiful place.
No, that's awesome. I wouldn't mind visiting it. That whole part of the country is lovely.
Oh yeah.
Geographically speaking.
Yeah.
But I've never been to Utah. I wouldn't mind visiting SLC just to check it out. But I imagine with Mormonism being so, I mean, that is the thing there.
Oh, sure.
In Salt Lake City. But we know, aside from their theology, but just their character and their standards, I would expect a city like Salt Lake to be clean.
Oh, yeah.
And to be bright and fresh.
You can tell. You can tell, man. They take care of it. It's like I said, it's a great place to go. I enjoyed it. Hope to get my wife out there at some point.
Yeah. No, but you did visit, if I'm not mistaken, you visited a couple of cigar lounges, yeah?
Well, I went to one, and apparently the state of Utah likes to tax tobacco products tremendously, so it's pricey. And actually, those guys pointed me in the direction of like this bar down the road that would actually allow you to smoke the cigars on their patio. So I had one of those little rental scooter things, you see on the sidewalks.
I'd love to see you. You're such a big guy.
Making my way through the areas, I did a little brewery hopping too, and called my wife. She's like, "You sure you need to be on that thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." But anyway, I drove my little scooter down there to the bar and sat on the patio and had a beer and smoked a cigar, and it was great.
Did they not have beer at the cigar lounge?
No, they didn't have. It wasn't a lounge. It was a store. So,
oh, I see.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a cool spot. They had some cigars there that I hadn't seen anywhere else, but you pay for them. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What is the tax rate? Did you say already?
I did not say, and I don't remember. But
it's high.
The guy, when I walked in, he was like, "Oh, where are you from?" I said, "South Carolina." He's like, "Oh, our taxes are going to give you a heart attack." And I was like, "Oh, great." So I went in there, and the bill was high.
Yeah. If you can get your hands on, shout out to Upstate Cigars. I've smoked a couple of theirs that they gave. I met up with them, or I met them with some other guys that I met when I was in Vegas in January because they were at TPE. And so they gave me several of their brands. So Upstate Cigars are a couple of guys who I think they're from Salt Lake.
Okay.
They grew up Mormon. They came out of it. They came out of Mormonism, and so they would be considered apostates because they left Mormonism.
Okay.
And so that's like their whole thing.
Right.
Their whole line is Apostate Cigars, and then they have, or their whole brand is Apostate Cigars, and then they have several different lines and all of their cigar lines are named after significant Mormon theology, like Moroni's trumpet, the feathered serpent.
Yeah.
What's another? There was another one I was thinking about. I can't name it off the top of my head, but if you happen to, of course, the day and age we live in, geez, just Google it, you'll find it.
Right. Yeah, I'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it. But Apostate, yeah, man, they make some good stuff.
Cool.
Apostate Cigars. So
yeah, the store was called Beehive. But yeah, they had some of their own cigars too, there that I actually bought some, but I haven't tried them yet. But yeah, it was a cool little shop for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Good deal, man. All right. Well, let's move on to what you're currently doing.
Yeah.
Let me just do a quick reintroduction, for longtime listeners. I don't know how many of those I actually have. So, like I say at the end of every podcast, man, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it on your socials.
Yeah.
Just another guy trying to grow a podcast in the giant world of podcasts. But Keith was actually episode number 1.
Numero uno.
Keith was my very first guest for Sunday Afternoon Smokes, and a lot has. So we are a little over a year. I'd have to go back and look at the date of the first published episode, but it was in November of 24. And so here we are, a little over a year later, and a lot has changed in the life of Keith Bowling. So, like, catch us up on what's been happening since episode number 1.
Oh man. Let's see. Well, I've been in real estate, like I said before, for almost 12 years, a month away from being 12 years. And, it's been a great career, and I'm still doing that. I am still handling, my past clients, their referrals, friends and family type of thing. But my focus right now is on this property management company, and how I came across that. Basically, I've been, I'm always looking for business ideas, right? And throwing stuff, off the wall to kind of see what sticks.
Bagel truck.
Oh yeah, man, there's been so many things. Cigar shop, cigar lounge, bagel food
That
truck.
would just be, I would love a cigar lounge, but like I know enough about the business, and I know that you listened to enough of the Cigar Authority podcast.
Cigar Authority, yeah.
It would be, it's doable, but it's a lot.
It is a lot. And it's a lot of upfront money to get it going. It's a lot. So, and it's brick and mortar. So, all of that is just a whole other animal. And
It is. It's
a lot of risk involved.
Well, it just, I guess, put it in perspective with everything else. If you're going to start a business, I don't care what it is, it's going to be a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's going to take a lot of your time.
It takes an investment.
It's going to take an investment. You're going to have to be serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of feel like, a cigar lounge is a whole nother extra deal.
For sure.
Special licensing, special restrictions, because you're dealing in a restricted product. Do you have a standalone building? Are you sharing a wall with neighbors? You got to have air ventilation.
You got to worry about law.
You got to worry about,
law changes and everything going on. All kinds of things.
Well, that and
I don't see South Carolina, getting crazy.
Well, I think at least when it comes to cigars, we live in a very friendly state, but like it would be hard to run a cigar lounge on cigars alone, but with the way the liquor liability laws are and just finance and if you serve liquor, then you have to serve food and now you have to have a kitchen. And it's just like, running a cigar lounge is not, it's not easy.
No, and the liability insurance that you just mentioned is actually putting a lot of people out of business in South Carolina because it's outrageous. And there's multiple bars, breweries, all kinds of places going out of business that have been doing very well, and they're established, they're older places, but this liability insurance is just completely killing their business and their profits, and it's worth it to them just to shut down instead. And it's a travesty, honestly. Yeah,
well, I think in the last legislative session in Columbia, they made some adjustments to it. I don't know if they've been.
They did, but
it wasn't enough.
They didn't do anything.
Well, have those gone into effect yet?
Well, from the conversations I've had with brewery owners and distillery owners, some mutual friends of ours, they don't think that's not even a drop in a hat, really. It's just kind of it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
There's still a lot more to be done to make it more affordable and doable for these small businesses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, that was a rabbit trail.
Yeah,
talking about no, that's fine.
I just want to get that out there because it's absolutely ridiculous, and they need to get it under control.
Looking at you, government of South Carolina.
Yeah.
Looking at you. But anyway, I know that you're a guy who is, you're entrepreneurial in spirit, and you're always looking for opportunity.
Yep.
And like I said, when we talked on the podcast 13 months ago, Key Renter wasn't even on the radar.
No.
At that point in time. And so at what point in time did you decide that property management was your next move?
Well, it was more, so like I said, I've been, I've always got my ear to the ground, eyes open, looking for another opportunity for something. I come across things all the time. I present them to my wife, and majority of the time she shuts them down.
Your wife is Shark Tank.
She is. Yeah. And Mrs. Wonderful, I guess you could call her. But yeah, so this one, I came across this one, and I think it was, I don't know, social media advertisement or something, like Instagram or something. And I clicked on it, and I was looking into it, and I was like, you know what? I'm educated on real estate. You know, I've got a lot of experience with that. This is something, and I also, my family, we have a few rentals that we've been self-managing for years. So I feel like I've kind of got the gist of it. You know, I presented this to my wife, and she was like, you know what, this might actually be a winner. So at that point, I took it to the next level. I got it past the first level there, took it to the next level and started doing a lot more research, scheduled some calls. It's a franchise. And doing a lot of research on the franchise, and everywhere I looked, it looked great. It checked all the boxes. I felt that it was something that could work hand in hand with my real estate business as well, and they could kind of feed each other here and there. And I've got contacts. I've got, vendors, plumbers, electricians, HVAC techs, people that I've been working with for a long time. And even longer list of people that I've worked with here and there, but they do good work. So I've got that database going, and it's just it's something that kind of came together. We scheduled some calls with the, they have these sales guys that you schedule calls with to sell you the franchise, and every question I asked, I got a good answer that I felt good about, and researched those answers, and everything was true. They weren't lying to me in any way. And it just checked all the boxes, man. It was just a great opportunity that we felt like we could jump into and take off. So that's what brought it there. But it was a few months. It hasn't been a full year or anything like that. But I'd say 5-6 months of research and development. But now just research on the franchise and talking back and forth and going through all the paperwork and all the legal jargon and all that stuff. And then eventually signing the franchise agreement, and then trying to get the business in order as far as licensing and all the hoops you have to jump through for everything and all the programs you use and things of that sort. So got it up and running, and we opened our doors on December 4th officially. So
nice.
we are up and running, and
congrats,
ready to hit the ground.
So if somebody's listening to this podcast and they have a couple of rentals, what's the best way for them to reach out to you? Like if they want to turn that over to somebody? Well,
phone number is 864-924-4924, or you can go to our website, which is keyrenterupstate.com. You can go on there, and you can fill out a little info page there, and we'll get that information and give you a call rather quickly.
Yeah.
And just basically what we do is we schedule what we call a discovery call. It's usually a video call, so you can see me, I can see you. I also like it because, like on Google Meet or Zoom, you can have a note taker. You can turn that on so it takes notes, so I don't have to sit there and concentrate writing things down. I can just have a conversation with you and really concentrate on what you're trying to accomplish and how I can help you get there. And we do the discovery, and then if that goes well and we feel like we're a good fit for each other, we schedule an on-site where I go walk your properties with you, and you tell me about them and find out some information. And then if we, everything's good to go, we talk about a property management agreement, and we settle in on that and get that going and do our thing.
Nice. I know you said earlier that you're the kind of guy that you're looking around for opportunities of various kinds.
Right.
But why? Like, were you just tired of being a real estate agent? You just didn't think it's a viable solution fiscally for your family long term? Like, what was the driver behind, I need to do something else, or maybe not need, but want, or maybe a combination of both? I don't know.
It was more of a want. But in the long term, I think it will benefit our family. So, in real estate, it's a transactional deal, right? You get paid per transaction. There's no long-term money in that. It's a transaction. You're done until the next one happens, right? So Property management is more recurring. You have an agreement with these folks where you're managing their property for, sometimes multiple years. And, so it's that, and you build up your portfolio to where, you have something tangible that you could build this business and eventually sell it if you want to. You can build it and eventually hand it down to your kids or whatever the case might be. In real estate, that's hard to do. Like I said, it's transactional. They, you can have 5 sales with the same person, but then, they fall off by the wayside, and that's that. And you don't really have a book of business that you can hand to someone else. Yeah, you have a client that you can refer to somebody, but to me, that's a lot different.
Well, it is, because let's just pretend I was crushing it in real estate, and I wasn't. So this is totally pretend. But let's just pretend that I had been, and that now I was 60 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing this for, 20 years.
Right.
And I've got this massive book of former clients that I've worked with. They've worked with me. We had a good relationship. They've sent me referrals. And let's just say that I want to hand that to my son,
Right.
Because he's doing real estate. I can, and I can let them all know. But the fact is, my son is not me.
Right.
Because real estate is a relationship business.
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal connection business. Anybody that knows anything about real estate or real estate and the realtors that work in the field knows that people hire realtors not on how much they know about the market, not on their past track record, because they don't know what your track record is.
Right.
There's really no way to look that up.
I mean, you can look at reviews. That's really it.
But there's really no way to look it up. I mean, you can read some reviews. You can see some past history of some agent on Zillow, maybe, but they hire based on emotional connection with this person.
A lot of people do. Some people,
the vast majority of people
do it strictly, are you successful? Do you know the area, blah, blah, blah. But
sure,
ultimately it boils down to a personal connection that you can get along with somebody and you trust them.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's a level of that in any business.
Sure.
But like what you're building is totally different than that.
Correct.
You're building you're going to be building a company that manages people's properties, and there's some kind of relationship aspect between you and the property owners, but by and large, it's just business.
Right.
And you could take that 20 years from now, and you've built your business, but you can take that and hand it over to your boys,
right.
or like you said, you could sell it, and whatever.
Exactly. And with the real estate, like book of business there, I could basically hand you clients that I've dealt with in the past.
Doesn't mean anything.
That means nothing. And honestly, how much is that worth? It may
work
work out. It may work out. It may not work out. So it's different. So to kind of go with my real estate business, which is still happening, I'm still got it going. I just feel like this is a good thing to team up with that. And, and honestly, I'm going to be depending a lot on realtors to send me referrals for property management.
Sure.
I know a lot of realtors being in this for as long as I have. And I feel like I've got good relationships with those folks. And I feel like I can make connections in that way. And, and the thing is when a realtor sends me a referral, if that referral signs a property management agreement with me, I do pay a referral fee to that realtor. And I also give them a written guarantee stating that when that client is ready to either sell that property or properties or buy more, I will send them directly back to that agent that referred that client to me. I feel like that's extremely important, especially because I do still have my real estate license. I want to make it very clear that is nothing I am ever wanting to do is steal someone's client. It is going straight back to them if they want to make a transaction happen. But as far as the property management, managing their property, keeping the value up, taking care of it, and keeping good records of the financials, I can benefit realtors in that process as well. So
yeah, no, man, that's an honorable way to do business. I mean, it just is just you feel like it's the right thing to do. You're not burning bridges.
No.
You're not.
That would be the dumbest thing I could possibly.
Yeah, you're not poaching people's clients.
No.
That's shady stuff.
No,
People do it all the time.
It would be business suicide is what it would be. It'd be stupid. So there's no way I would do that. And I want to double that up with the written guarantee that there's no doubt this person will come back to you when they want to buy or sell.
Yeah. So you went, you kind of walked me through the process about you found Key Renter through like social media advertisement. You did all the research, scheduled a few phone calls, pulled the trigger. You went up to Salt Lake for some trainings.
Yep.
And like you said, you officially opened the doors December
4th.
No, it can't be.
No,
today's
it was
December
not.
3rd.
Sorry. It was November 24th.
November. There we go. That's what
it
better.
was. Sorry.
Officially opened the doors November 24th.
What is today?
December 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah. So, November 24th.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know when you're running a business or building something, quote unquote, training never ends. You're always learning, you're always growing. But so, like, what was the training like, man?
It was good. It was really good. They do a great job, man. And that's, that was the whole reason for franchise. One thing my wife and I threw around, because, I'm in real estate. We've got rentals. Did we see this as something we could do ourselves? Or did we need to go the franchise route? And after dissecting that, we felt that the franchise route was the best route to take to scale the way we want to scale in the quickest amount of time. The franchise has made the mistakes already. They have done the trial and error. You do it yourself. You're going to do that. You're going to have the trial and error action going. You're going to be making mistakes. There's going to be wasted money here and there on stuff you shouldn't have spent money on and shouldn't have done. They point you in the right direction from the get-go. They have a plan. They set it out for you. They tell you the right way to do things, the wrong way to do things, the programs to use, all the technology they provide. Accounting is huge in property management. It needs to be precise, and they show you the way on that. It's just excellent training for this field, and I feel like if you stick to what they tell you, and you will succeed. And that was the reason we went with a franchise. So this is something, we're not looking to manage 10, 15 properties. We're looking to manage 1,000 properties. That's the goal. And they gave us the path to get there the quickest.
Yeah. Now, so your doors have been open virtually a week and a half.
Right.
So you're at ground level.
Mm-hmm.
And you're out hustling, making phone calls, sending emails, meeting people, shaking hands, trying to what's that?
Kissing babies.
Yeah, you're the Lindsey Graham of property management.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
But I take that back. I can't edit it out. I mean, I could try. I just mean you're doing the politician thing. You're taking photos, shaking hands, kissing babies, making phone calls, showing up. Like, how's it going? Like,
it's going good.
Is it getting any traction?
It's going good. Yeah, I signed my first property 2 days after I opened.
Nice.
Getting that going is, and then just. I'm reaching out to realtors, of course, just to get the word out. Nobody's going to send me business if they don't know I'm there. So I got to get the word out. I got to get my name in front of folks, the business name, Key Renter Upstate, in front of folks, and just be doing that. I'm going to get involved in a lot of networking events and things of that sort to get the name out there. But not only that, I want to be able to help other local businesses as well. If there's plumbers, if there's electricians, HVAC techs, handyman, anything like this, landscaping, roofers, anything. I want to be able to help them out as well, give them business, refer them to people that need them. And I can do that through the property management or my real estate, business. But these are folks I'm going to be using on a regular basis. And I want to build up that vendor list to where I have some excellent folks that communicate well, show up when they say they're going to, and do a good job. And, that's part of it. So in the networking events, I'm going to meet realtors. I'm going to meet, attorneys. I'm going to meet who knows who, restaurant owners, anything. But all of us small business owners can stick together and feed each other, and that's the goal with that. But anyway, that's just really hitting the pavement, man. Just at this moment, I'm just trying to get the name out there so people know who Key Renter Upstate is and what we do. So.
Absolutely. I don't know how many property management companies there are here in the Upstate. I'm sure you've done that research.
There's a decent amount.
Yeah. So, I'm just curious. Sometimes when people start a business, it's strictly out of passion, like mine.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when people start a business, it is, like in your case, looking for an opportunity to do something that you believe would be profitable for your family long term.
Sure.
And of course, as you've already explained, it made total sense with 12 years of realtor experience.
Right.
Like, properties, values, what has to be done. Plus, as you said earlier, your family has some rentals that you own and you manage. So you kind of understand the process. So, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer for you to do this. And then there's people who maybe want to start a business and they look around their locale and look for a hole in the market that needs to be filled with something.
Sure.
So, like, after 12 years of being a realtor in the Upstate, I mean, did you see gaps or frustrations with property owners that made you feel like, when it comes to property management, like, that they deserved better choices? Or I'm not asking you to, like, body slam local property management companies, because obviously they exist.
Right.
But I can do it better. I can do it, whatever.
To me, there's a need, not only for property management companies in the Upstate, but for good property management companies in the Upstate. I'm not saying all of them are bad at all. There are good property management companies out there. But, I have referred my clients in real estate that have investment homes to multiple property management companies out there that did not pan out. They didn't do a good job for them. And that ultimately that reflects on me because I referred them to them. Right. So I did see a need for that. If you get on Google or what have you, you can look up local property management companies, look at the reviews, the reviews, speak for themselves. And what I really like about Key Renter, when I was doing my investigation on them, when you Google them, and they're nationwide, they average 4.5 stars nationwide. Multiple that I looked at are straight 5 stars and with multiple reviews.
4.5 stars nationwide, man. That's no joke.
In property management, that's legit, Yeah. They know what they're doing. And that's one thing that really drew me to them, and they do a good job and they stand by what they say. So, I did see a need for it. And I am here to fill that need and be the best property management company in the Upstate.
Sweet. Yeah. I don't own any other property than what I've got here.
Yeah.
But maybe one day.
Yeah.
And I have a buddy.
Hey, there you go.
And
maybe
we can work out a deal.
Right.
Property management for God of Fire or Dunbarton.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Maybe. Right now I got to make money though. So.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah. So, and it's not only property management. We look at this as real estate asset management, We manage your asset. We take care of your asset. Well,
I mean, is it not?
I can collect rent, send you money. I can get tenants in there, and that's that. A lot of companies do that, and they probably do fine. But we really look at your property, tell you what it needs. We keep track of things. We do multiple inspections of the property throughout the year. When there's a tenant in there, they already know that before the tenant moves in, we do our own inspection. We give the property owner the report, and then we do 2 during the year, and then we do another when the person moves out, the tenant moves out. So within a year, you've got 4 inspections on your property, making sure that the tenant is taking care of it. It's properly managed. If there's repairs that, you can catch repairs early that are needed that could turn into a huge issue that costs a lot more money later on. And so that we protect your asset. We really take it to heart. And also vetting the tenants. You got to have good tenants. We have a 21-point system of vetting these tenants. They even get down into what your social media looks like, right? Sometimes you can tell a lot about someone on social media. But, it comes down to, your credit, your income, what you can afford. That's another thing that really drew me to Key Renter, is that they have a 0.5% eviction rate nationwide. That is ridiculous. That is good.
Do you know what the eviction rate is on average?
On average, no, I don't. But I do know 0.5% is very low.
That's absurdly low.
So,
I mean, there's something to be said for, and I understand we live in a time, and that's a good thing, mostly, but you can't, you know what the anti-discrimination laws are in real estate, and a lot of that carries over into if you own a property. You can't say, no, I'm not going to rent to you because you're black or because you're a female or because you're a whatever or even or because you're even white.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter. You cannot say, no, I'm not renting to you because of these things. However, like, bad apples are everywhere. There are terrible landlords, but guess what? There's also terrible tenants.
Of course.
And, like, if I own a property, I don't want to just rent this. I don't want to rent this out just to anybody. So some people might think it's going too far, but you know what? I think it's great that you're checking out people's social media.
Well, we check on everything, everything we can, and to make sure that the tenant is a legit good tenant for that property that we know will take care of the property, pay rent on time, and do what they say they're going to do. And actually looking at the national eviction filing rate, it's around 7.3 to 7.8%. So, Google machine.
7.5 to 8.5%, and Key Renter nationwide is 0.5.
Right. Correct.
That's a great feather in your hat, man.
So, we do a good job, and we take care of our clients' properties, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
And to keep that value where it needs to be, to increase the value.
And that's the difference between, like you said, just managing a property. Right. I can take your payments. I can get you the money.
Right.
You're managing an asset. You're it's more than just doing this. You're managing the rent and collecting, plus all of this stuff. You're treating it with the value it deserves to be treated with.
Treating it like my own home,
Yeah.
And it just needs to be taken care of. So the value's still there for the property owner. And, if they want to continue renting it or sell it later, we want to make sure that asset increases, in value. So.
Yeah. I know you covered and just kind of talking about what y'all do here. I know that's not the sum of what you do. It's just kind of a peak, and you can skip those things if you want, or you can reiterate them, whichever. But for people who've never owned a rental property, break down that day-to-day grind. What does a landlord actually deal with that most people don't even think about?
Well, first off, you have to do everything legally. You have to stay within the laws, and that is a struggle for a lot of folks. A lot of folks don't know what the laws are. They think they can get on like one of these, attorney websites or whatever and type up a lease and they're good. They're covered, but that's not necessarily the case. There's a lot more that goes into it. You want to make sure that tenant's insured, has rental insurance, things of that sort, and there's just a lot on that end as far as the legal side of things. There's only certain fees that you can charge. There's certain a certain amount that you can charge.
I
Things
didn't even know rental insurance. I mean,
renter's insurance. Yeah.
Renter's insurance. Yeah. I mean, it's the same. Like if something happens at home, it protects all my belongings.
Correct.
That I own that's in the house. Right. I don't own the house.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot of that on the legal side of things, obviously, that a lot of people don't pay attention to. But also, you're 2:00 in the morning, my toilet broke, phone call, that type of thing. We have a system that is 24/7. If there are if there's anything that breaks, like it needs to be an emergency type of thing, like a water leak or something like that. That somebody calls at 3:00 in the morning, the phone will be answered, and it will be taken care of as quickly as possible. So you don't have to worry about that. You go on vacation. And this is stuff that's happened to me personally. You go on vacation, something big happens, the HVAC goes out on the house. You got to make phone calls, spend time away from your family while you're on vacation, making phone calls, finding somebody, scheduling them with the tenant, getting them there, making sure they actually show up and do the job correctly, things of that sort. It's just, there's a lot that you can deal with. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you don't have any issues whatsoever. A lot of times you can get a bad tenant. They trash the house or they need to be evicted. You have to go through all that. And it can be very stressful, time consuming. And it really just depends on how much your time's worth to you, And if you can just sit back, collect your rent, know that your home is being well taken care of, probably more than you would have probably taken care of it in some cases, and not worry about a thing, it's completely worth it.
That's it. I mean, you're like the electric smoker of property management, because I mean, more or less, right? I have my setup, I plug it in, I dial in the temperature, I walk away.
That's it.
If I'm a landlord and I own 7 properties and I come to Keith Bowling at Key Renter Upstate and I say, hey man, I'm tired of doing this myself. Can you manage these for me? Then we go through, of course, all of the initial, let's go tour your properties. Let's talk about it. Everything is beautiful. Everything works out. It's a great fit. I sign up with you. From then on, all I do is collect 7 checks a month and deal with whatever paperwork at the end of the year I have to deal with the exception of you do all that crap for me too, but still, because it's my property, there's certain filings I have to do, right?
Sure.
But that's it. I don't do anything.
Right. And that's another big point as well. So with our rental properties, any little thing we spend on those properties, we got to keep their receipts, got to do this and that, keep track of everything, keep track of all the financials to a T, and then put all that together at the end of the year for tax reasons, for tax season, to hand that into the CPA or what have you. That is all taken care of through our system. Everything runs through our system. At the end of the year, you get your paperwork, you take that to your CPA, you are done. That's
got to be a nightmare.
You have reports of all the work that has been done, all the invoices. You have copies of all the invoices that were done, if there had to be anything, and your rent roll, everything is ready to go and hand over to your CPA. And to me, that is huge. I never personally handled that in depth with our rental properties. My wife did, and it was extremely stressful. And, to have all that just buttoned up and in a nice little bow handed to you at the end of the year, it's
got to be worth the cost.
Oh, geez. It's
I know we're not going to get into that. That's totally fine, but it's got to be worth the cost.
It's definitely worth it.
You don't have to deal with tenants. You don't have to deal with, it's, 2:17 a.m. and you're calling me because, the water line to the refrigerator for the ice makers pouring water all over the kitchen floor, handling invoices, keeping track of receipts, snapping photos, putting them into Google Drive, putting them into my spreadsheet.
Right.
Just like I don't have to do any of that crap.
Right. A lot of people end up selling their rental property, if they're just dabbling in this type of thing. They have 1, maybe 2 rental properties. A lot of people sell their properties because they're tired of the hassle. And I want you to know you don't have to sell that asset. Hold on to that thing, but hire a professional like Key Renter Upstate to come in, take care of everything, and you sit back and collect the money. And, this day and age as well, you have a lot of accidental property owners that have a low interest rate, right? They don't want to get rid of the house because of that. Their payment is ridiculous because of the 2.7% interest rate they locked in, a few years ago. But they got to move because maybe they got to get closer to family in some other state or some other area, or job took them somewhere else. Rent that thing out, man. Keep that interest rate, keep that home, rent it out, let us manage it, and you go on your merry way. And, there's a lot of that going on nowadays just because of the situations we've been in over the past few years. And the market, in real estate is a little weird right now. Homes are sitting a lot longer on the market. If your house is sitting, it's been on the market 6 months, nobody's made an offer, or you haven't gotten an offer that you are willing to accept, you know what? Put that thing up for rent for a year. Let the market get better. Let the interest rates go down a little bit. Hopefully, we'll see if that happens. And, look into maybe putting it back on the market in a year from now, that type of thing. So and you have no worries in between.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Which part of property management do the owners underestimate the most? Because there's, like you said, there's laws, and laws are always freaking changing.
Right.
There's
people don't necessarily think too much about those, I think, but underestimate.
I don't know, man. It just sounds like you're offering a fully buttoned up, I just deliver everything to you at the end of the year with a nice bow on top.
That's it.
And
we actually prefer our owners to disconnect from the property. Let me handle it. Let Key Renter Upstate handle it. And sometimes that can be tough for an owner. Let's say they, were handed grandma's house.
Yeah.
They've got an emotional attachment to that place, right? We want you to feel good that it is being properly managed and taken care of, first of all. But, we ask our owners to disconnect from the property. Let us handle it. Let us pick the tenants. Let us do everything. All the stress is taken off your
How does it work if you go in, you do because you said y'all do 4 visits a year to the property?
Yeah.
So if you go to one of my properties and you see that X repairs need to be made, like, what does that conversation look like? I mean, obviously, I assume you're reaching out to me for approval,
sure,
depending on
up to a certain amount of dollars. Yes. Yeah. If it reaches the limit that we've agreed to in our property management agreement, then I would need your approval on everything. I don't want to see, the thing is, I don't want to have to bother you for.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the issue. It's not a 100% disconnect,
right?
But by and large, yeah.
By and large, it is. If the HVAC goes out and it's going to be a $6,000,
yeah, you're calling me.
I'm calling you, no doubt. But we come to an agreement on the limit that you're comfortable with, and anything above that limit, you get a phone call, and we talk about it before things are done. Now, if it's an emergency, and let's say you're in Alaska and your phone doesn't work, and I haven't been able to get in touch with you within 72 hours or so, 48, 72 hours, but something needs to be done, we'll go ahead and pull the trigger because we have to.
Right.
We have to give tenants a proper place to live, which means in the dead heat of the summer, the HVAC needs to work, But yeah, our ultimate goal is to get in touch with you and get that approval, get you a couple quotes on that project, and pick the right way to go. So, but yeah, it's if it's something below the limit that we've agreed to, we'll go ahead and tackle it. And you have a reserve in your account that you fund in the very beginning. We usually try to do $500 in your reserve for things like that. So we don't have to call you for every little thing and say, hey, we need you to pay this bill. We need you to pay that bill. Because what's the use in having property management at that point if you're being bothered all the time about something? So little things we take care of, and we do it quickly to keep the tenant happy and keep your property up and working. So.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier we briefly touched on eviction rates. 7.5 to 8.5% nationwide. Key Renter is 0.5%. And eviction protection and legal compliance, I mean, having somebody like you take care of that is a massive reduce of stress in my life as a landlord. And again, I'm being fictional. I don't own any property here, but just speaking for landlords, it's got to be a big stress relief. So how's Key Renter, like, and I know you mentioned some stuff, finances, credit score, you're screening tenants, who's a good fit for this property, but like, how is Key Renter keeping owners protected?
That, I mean, as far as eviction goes, that's like the number one rule is having a good tenant, right? You want to make sure they're paying and taking care of the property. I mean, somebody can get evicted even if they're paying, but if they're trashing the property, they can still get evicted, right?
Sure.
So the full spectrum there, you make sure that the candidate to be your tenant is the top candidate, right? And
what does that look like?
I mean, like I said before, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but do
you actually sit down with these people, or are you just reviewing applications?
We're reviewing applications. We send it to our folks that review all the applications. And they do all the background checks. They do everything. It's part of Key Renter, and they basically break it all out for you, and you go from there. But if they meet, if we get one applicant that is fully looks good, everything's great, then we're gonna go with them. If it's gonna be, we tried to keep it fair. Like, say if we get 5 applicants for the same property, we're gonna go with the first one first. And if they check all the boxes and everything's good, they're it's first come, first serve,
Sure.
So there is an application fee that these applicants pay. So we know they're vested in this and they're serious. And so that goes to pay for all the background checks and things of that sort, credit checks and all the above. And it's a good process they've got, obviously, being 0.5% eviction rate, and 4.5 stars nationwide. I mean, they're doing everything. They're doing it right, man.
Yeah. So what are you personally, like, what are you doing? Because you've said a couple of things, and I understand Key Renter is nationwide.
Sure.
They have, like you said, they've started this. They know what works. They know what doesn't work. They've made the mistakes. They've done the trial and error, the trial by fire. But just for instance, like you just said, application comes in, we send it to the people that do application review. So you're not doing that. You personally, you're not reviewing applications.
No.
I assume that if some tenant from a property that you're managing for me calls with that 2 a.m. emergency, there's a busted water line, they're not calling you. They're probably calling some call center.
Well, we've got.
How does that work?
We do have people that will answer the phone in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And they basically, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They answer maintenance calls in the middle of the night. And then we have our vendor list that we use for each thing, right? HVAC, plumbing, electrical, blah, blah, blah. And they reach out to those companies and schedule them as soon as possible to get out and fix the problem. So, I'm not, especially, we're talking the scale that we want to get this to.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Dude, if I had 100 properties, I would be able to do that. I'd be up all night all the time. So that wouldn't be good for me.
Cigars all night, cigars and phone calls.
Yeah. So it's a service we provide and that we utilize through Key Renter, and that's that. So
I know like you said, you've managed your own properties, and you've been in real estate long enough. But do you have any of those classic, and I mean real, actual rental nightmare stories, without naming names, obviously, that makes people realize and understand why property management exists?
Well, there's one in particular that was an odd situation. A guy rented a house from us with his fiance and his fiance's mother. And
Ooh.
yeah, and they were, the fiance and the mother were Russian. And this gets real odd real quick. They're actually good renters for a year and a half, paid on time, all that stuff. But then all of a sudden something happened, and we weren't getting rent on time at all anymore if we got it. And what happened is they split up. He was the only one on the lease. The other two were not, which I have learned since is a bad idea. Everybody that's over 18 needs to be on the lease.
That lives in the home.
Yeah. So what he did, they broke up. So what he did is let them stay at the house, and then he went and rented an apartment.
They had no legal right to be there because they weren't on the lease.
Correct. So I'm going back and forth with this guy. He's renting an apartment. He can't afford to pay rent on both things. I'm like, well, okay. Went and bought a new car, all this fun stuff. Dove in a little deeper. This guy had a warrant for his arrest in Tennessee. Let's see, what else? I was trying to work with him on finally came down to, you know what, guys, just either I'm going to evict or you guys can just pick up your stuff and leave, and we're good. Just get out. Because I'm not making money off these people right now at this point. So I'd rather get them out, clean it up, get another renter in there that's going to pay. So for a while, they weren't willing to get out. This guy, I don't know if it's true or not, but started talking like he was scared of them because they have connections to the Russian mob or something, which I don't even know if that's even around here. I've never heard of such around here, but anyway, obviously I'm like, okay, so what do I do now? If this is true, obviously don't want to ruffle too many feathers here, but it eventually worked itself out. He finally got through to them and got them to leave. They didn't take care of the place. We had a lot of cleanup after that. They left a lot of dirty mattresses and things of that sort that we had the privilege of cleaning out and getting it ready. Had to fix walls, had to repaint almost the whole house, replace some appliances, just all kinds of fun stuff. There were issues with the house that they did not tell us about. So, you could have roof leaks or anything like that. And then if you don't take care of those within a proper amount of time, they're going to cause even more damage. So there's just a lot that happened. And that's probably.
Well, see, the only thing that's going through my head right now is, had you had Key Renter, then they would have never made it past the screening process.
No, they would have all been on the lease too, which ultimately, they're all on the hook for paying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like it would have come out immediately. This dude has a warrant for his arrest in Tennessee. You're done.
Sure.
You're out.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Sweet.
So it would have helped quite a lot actually, and a lot of headache and worry and stress that we went through to solve that problem. So
good deal. All right. Well, look, at this current junction, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back in a minute. All right, we are back with Keith Bowling of Key Renter Upstate, and we just kind of been talking about what Key Renter does. We're going to continue the conversation here. I had to stop and get some sweet treats and good things for the podcast. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, jumping back into the conversation, the upstate of South Carolina, it continues to boom, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, even it has been a weird market this year.
Yeah.
And houses are sitting a little bit longer, but you and I both know they're still building like mad.
They're still building. Houses are still selling.
They're still building, house selling, and that's because people continue to come. So as it continues to boom, and I'm sure I assume you did your fair amount of research on the rental market before jumping in with everything else to Key Renter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's duh. If you're a new property management company, you want to look at the rental market. So, what are you seeing in the rental market right now?
There's a lot of rentals out there. Things, even the rental market, especially this time of year, this is not necessarily the prime time to find a renter either. Rentals will sit on the market. I think on average right now, it's on average about 40 to 45 days before you find a renter.
It's not bad though.
No, it's not terrible. It'd be better in the 30 and below.
When is the prime season?
You're looking spring.
Just like buying homes.
Yeah. I mean, spring all throughout. I mean, wintertime's just not, you can still find renters, obviously. There's still people in situations that need a house, but the prime time is, spring, summer, those months. But it's definitely, I mean, nationwide rentals have grown. And I think a lot of it contributes to, what I told you earlier, there's a lot of people that have become accidental landlords and things of that sort, and that want to hold on to that really good interest rate. And who knows, maybe retire back to that home eventually. Who knows?
Well, just if you know some of the numbers, and I've just by listening and reading and seeing certain things, like, there's a big word running around in politics right now: affordability.
Affordability is huge.
But we live in a current time right now that the average age of the first-time home buyer is like 40 years old, 40 or 45, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever, the average cost of a new home, it's probably $300K.
Right.
You're going to have a ton of people in the market that just can't afford to buy a home.
Yep.
Which means they're going to rent.
Correct.
And if they're going to rent, then, especially if you're a young couple with a kid,
mm-hmm.
nobody wants to live in an apartment complex.
Right.
You just don't want, you want your privacy. You don't want to share walls on both sides with other people and the roof over your head and somebody on top of you. So that means you're going to have to rent a single family home. Mm-hmm. And so I would figure that the rental market should ideally still be busy.
It is. And the thing is, too, even when the economy's bad, right, home purchases go down.
But people still have somewhere to live.
Rentals are still going, man. And that's the thing, is it's a lot less volatile. That's another thing that kind of drew me to this business a little bit as well. It's a lot less up and down than the real estate market, right? People buying and selling. So it's more even keel and a little more dependable, People are always going to need to rent. And really, there's a lot of young folks that don't want to be buckled down to a house that they're signing a mortgage for 30 years, right?
Yeah.
They want to be able to live on this part of town, for a year or two. Then they want to move to the other part of town for a year or two, or another state or another city or whatever the case might be. And, that has seemed to be somewhat of a trend. And the commitment of actually buying a home, a lot of young folks are kind of going the other route and renting for a while. And then, obviously once you get to the age of where you're wanting to raise a family and things of that sort, you want to settle down. Right. But until then, this is what you do. And, especially now also with, a lot of folks still working remote, having the flexibility to go live in another city if you want to, after your lease is up, and not have to go through the process of selling a home and buying another one and things of that sort. I mean, it just gives them more flexibility, and when you work remote, you can basically live anywhere. Yeah. So, I think that is another trend that has helped the rental market, but honestly, the rental market stays pretty even keel. It's a good, solid, steady market.
Yeah.
So,
having spent 12 years in real estate as a realtor, helping people buy homes, but no doubt also helping investors here and there, and now getting into property management, are there common mistakes or things people should be aware of when they're buying rental properties? Sure.
I mean, there's all kinds of factors that go into it. How much work is needed, how much that's going to cost, what your cash input into this home is going to be to start out with, and what you're going to be able to get out of it as you go. I mean, all those things, there's lots of factors that go into it. And you just have to be careful and really dissect it before you sign the paperwork to buy that place, right? Get proper inspections, get bids on work that needs to be done. A lot of these properties can sometimes be not quite livable when you buy them. And you got to fix them up a little bit and then turn them into a rental. So you want to know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And there can be a lot of surprises along the way, especially around here. You got all these older houses, and once you start digging into something,
you open up a wall
simple,
and you find,
you're opening up a can of worms. And, so you just have to be careful, man. And it's just going through the proper process and, on the financial side, but also, find out what you're getting into. Sometimes you can get into a money pit and you don't want to do that.
Sure.
So it's,
well, if somebody is listening to the podcast and thinking about, they're thinking about turning their property that they have into a rental instead of selling it, what do you think they should be considering?
I mean, really what route they want to take, honestly. You have a route of going with short-term, right? Certain areas that can be more difficult than others. But if you want to do short-term, long-term. So what Key Renter does, we don't do short-term rentals.
Meaning?
I don't think I mentioned that, like Airbnb,
like 6 months.
Verbo. We do year leases plus. Okay. Honestly, if we have a good tenant, if we found a great tenant and we feel comfortable with that, and we'd like you to do a 2-year lease, if possible. That saves time and money for the property owner when that happens. And but anyway, what route you want to take? If you want to go the Verbo, Airbnb route, that's a different animal. Somewhat. There's a lot more maintenance to that, a lot more cleaning, things of that sort, planning. But the first step is to figure out if you want to do it yourself or hire a professional. And some people try it themselves and then they quickly find out it's not for them. So that's when we come in. So, and then, interview property management companies, not just one, interview a couple, a few, and figure out which one fits you the most and which one you feel most comfortable with, that will do a good job and take care of your investment. Because the biggest thing is taking care of that investment of yours.
Okay. So here's a follow-up question to that, because I know you, I know your background. I know what you're doing. I know some of what you have. And you're telling people to interview property management companies.
Sure.
What questions should they be asking?
Well, I would ask what their systems are, when your rent is paid to you, right? What the processes are for each thing, each ordeal that could come about throughout the process there, what they do to protect your property. And I keep harping on that because that, to me, that is one of the most important things. That is the important thing. You are trusting me to take care of your asset for you and manage it. And, ask them what their processes are. Ask them, do they do multiple inspections a year to make sure the tenants are taking care of the property? Things of that sort. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. And, are they going to properly take care of your asset? And, like I said, some do, some don't. But you need to find out who doesn't. And most importantly, find out who does. So you can pick that guy. But
I know who does.
Well, me too.
Key Renter Upstate.
Most definitely. Most definitely. But, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just making it roll better,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the process that Key Renter provides us as franchisees is outstanding. The systems we use are outstanding. And the ultimate goal is to manage your asset and get your full money's worth out of it for you, the property owner, and protect it for years to come. So,
yeah. What would you tell somebody that's hesitant to turn their properties over to a property management company because they want to keep as much of their money as possible?
well, how much is your time worth? How much is the stress worth to you? To me, if you're a busy person that has a full-time job and then you've got kids that you're taking care of and, this and that, it can be a grind, man, to take care of these properties. Things slip through the cracks. Maybe things don't get repaired as quickly as they should, which has two sides to it. You've got the owner side where things aren't properly taken care of as quickly as they should, so more damage occurs. And then you have the other side of the tenant, where the tenant's not happy. So if you have a good tenant in there that respects your property, but they have an issue come up and it's not properly taken care of within a certain amount of time, a decent amount of time, they will get mad, not want to renew your lease with you, and they'll go elsewhere, right? So we want to keep our good tenants in. We want to make them happy, while also keeping the property owners happy ultimately. But we want to make them happy to where they want to stay, man. They want to take care. They want to make that house their home for a few years, and take care of it and respect you. And that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's something to be said for that. How much is your time and stress worth?
Right.
Because if I'm married and we're not going to get quite as much money in our pocket every month because X amount is going to go to our property management company.
Mm-hmm.
But on the same side of that means, guess what? Anytime there's an issue at the home, at the rental, nobody's calling me.
Right.
And that means I have more time to spend with my wife or husband and my kids and whatever. And we've got a great vacation plan and something goes wrong. Guess what? My vacation doesn't get messed up because I get this annoying phone call and somebody's upset with me. Like, that's worth a lot.
Right.
That's like time. And time is the one thing we can never get back.
Correct.
And so
it ultimately depends on that, and like I said, there's nothing worse than being on vacation when you're supposed to be relaxing and you've got to handle some crazy issue at your rental property. It's not fun to do. And when you can still keep a large sum of your money, and I'll tell you straight up what, you can look on my website on what our fees are. Basically, when you sign up an agreement with us, the fee to get everything hooked up, everything right in our system, get you put into the system, your bank accounts and things of that sort, because your money's electronically transferred to your account. There's no checks being made. It's just a easy flowing system. So we charge half a month's rent for that, right, to get you set up. Depending on how many properties you have, the percentage of the management fee, it can vary between 10 to 8%, depending on how many. If you have multiple properties that I'm managing for you, it's going to get lower, right? But if I'm managing one property for you, it's a 10% fee. And so you still keep a large majority of your money. You just have none of the stress. And that, to me,
that's worth $200
a
a month.
So, I mean,
or whatever it happens to be.
Whatever the case might be. Yeah.
You're renting a property that's $2,000 a month rent, but now I never actually have to deal with this thing. I just get $1,800 deposited to my account every month.
Right.
Gold.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. That just seems like a no-brainer to me. Now, you've helped clients buy the boatload over the last 12 years, buy and sell properties, over a decade. How does that experience help you guide and talk to property owners now?
Well, I think just the experience of knowing what to look for in homes. When I show a house to for example, a buyer, I'm going through that house looking for issues because I want my buyer I want them to know what's going on, before they buy that house, before they pay for a home inspection. There's some stuff that's clear as day before you even get a home inspection, right? And that's part of our job as a buyer agent, to go in there and say, hey, check that out. There's a stain on the roof right there. Let's make sure we ask a question to the seller. If you guys are interested in this property, what's going on there? Was it fixed? Can you show us proof it was fixed? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's just a small example, but there's lots of things that you can point out, and knowing what to look for over 12 years of real estate experience. I know what to look for when I go in to do that initial on-site with the property owner. We have a minimum standard that the property needs to be at for us to manage it, right?
You mean in like physical condition wise?
Condition, right? And it's got to check all the boxes, right? I don't want that to scare anybody away, because some of this stuff is very easy to take care of and fix, and it's something that I can even handle that before we even start renting it out, right? I can get the things fixed. I can get the things done. Within a short amount of time to get it up for rent as quickly as possible. But things of that sort, just dealing with people, this is an asset, right? A lot of people, a home is the biggest, most expensive thing that they will ever buy in their lifetime, right? So just dealing with people on that level and knowing where they're coming from, knowing what they put into this home, and the investment they've made in this, I feel like goes a long way. And having my own rental properties as well just kind of adds on top of that. I've been managing those for years, and I know how to handle situations that come up, and things to look for, and really that's really it. And I think having my ear to the ground on the market as well, obviously helps. If there's investors that have their homes with me, as long as they weren't referred to me by another agent, I can keep my ear on the ground too, as far as investment properties go. When my portfolio gets even bigger, like I said, the goal is 1,000 properties plus. Like I said, it's going to take a little time to get there, but at that point, I might have an investor over here that's like, hey man, I want to dump this property. Do you have anybody that, might be interested? Man, I can spread that out to my other investors within my system, get all that going. But like I said, I will never do that with someone that was referred to me by another client. I would advise that, or refer to me by another agent. I would always get that agent in the loop in that process before I stepped on any toes, obviously. But yeah, it's just something like that, that I feel like having the real estate experience can benefit people, that I'm helping in this realm.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, today's episode is brought to you by the Cigar Box, my custom-built teardrop trailer humidor and full-service mobile cigar experience serving the upstate of South Carolina. Whether you're hosting a wedding, corporate event, holiday party, or private celebration, the Cigar Box adds a touch of timeless luxury your guests will remember. We bring a curated selection of premium cigars, a beautifully crafted mobile humidor, and 3 hours of service so you can relax, enjoy your event, and let us handle the experience. 50 cigars included with every booking, additional cigars available, and we travel anywhere across the upstate or statewide. If you want your next event to feel unforgettable, book the Cigar Box today. You can send me a DM on Instagram. My handle is @MobileCigarBox, or visit mobileCigarBox.com, fill out the booking inquiry form, and I will be in touch with you as soon as possible. Well, man, I think we've covered property management pretty well, unless there's some things that you want to talk about that I didn't touch.
No, I believe we touched everything. I mean, you know what my goal is as the company owner here, and that's to protect your asset, and so it can increase in value and get you some income along the way. But yeah, I mean that's really what it boils down to, and I plan to not necessarily change the game, but make it better here in upstate South Carolina. And, I hope to have the opportunity to help lots of folks.
Yeah. Well, I think making it better is changing the game.
Well, yeah.
in a sense.
Right.
Yeah. You're raising the bar.
Ultimately.
Yeah, absolutely. So, man, here's, I last Thursday was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And you sent a couple of photos, and I saw some stuff posted on social media. You had a turkey fully wrapped in bacon.
Oh, yeah.
In the smoker, which is probably one of the most American things you can do. I think it's a great idea. I mean, everybody knows turkey breast. Turkey can be notorious for being dry.
Dry, correct.
Although, like, I feel like smoked turkey doesn't have that issue
Right.
As much as roasted turkey.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, wrapping it in a layer of fat, which
Helps
is what
out.
bacon is, that helps that out. But how did it come out, man?
Oh man, it was great. And it's the same thing I do every year.
I was going to ask, you do that every year?
I've been doing this for years, and I'm usually the one to take care of the turkey. And
no complaints from Mrs. Wonderful?
no, well,
she's a veg.
she doesn't eat it, so
Yeah, of course there's no complaints.
no complaints. Other than another turkey died, but other than that, yeah. She's not a big fan of eating meat, so she does not take part in that. But
Do you have family over?
well, we went down to my
I would
wife's
say that's a
family.
big bird for you and your two little boys.
Yeah. Which if I ever have too much left over, I usually make a chili out of it, later on. But we honestly didn't have much left over on this one. But yeah, we went down to my in-laws and had Thanksgiving down there, and that's where I took the turkey and everything, and it turned out great, man. It's not, and to keep it moist, it's not just the bacon. Basically, what I do is I separate the skin from the meat, and I go in there with a sage butter, like just soften the butter, mix a bunch of chopped sage up in there, and then go up in there and rub it all over the meat,
right
underneath the skin, and then stuff it full of green apples and some onion and some celery, and tie up the legs, keep all that intact, and then wrap it up in bacon. And every once in a while it's in a smoker, you open it up and you baste it with maple syrup. And dude, it is
that maple syrup cut
killer.
with something?
A little bit of water.
Yeah.
That's all. But man, it is killer. It is killer. And honestly, when the bacon's cooked, you don't let it cook with the bacon on it the whole time. You take it off to kind of brown the bird on top there. So you take it off, man, that bacon's good too when you eat it.
Oh, I bet.
Oh gosh.
Smoked bacon.
Smoked
Come
bacon
on.
that's been basted in
Maple syrup.
So yeah, it's a big hit with the dog too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I honestly was disappointed in my bird this year.
Oh, yeah?
I typically brine it.
Yeah. I brine it too. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not brine my bird this year because for the first time ever, I injected my turkey.
Okay.
And I thought, what sense does it make to brine the turkey if I'm going to fill it with injection?
Right.
Right? You're accomplishing the same thing.
Right.
I'm forcing moisture via the brine into the meat thanks to the saltwater solution.
Yep.
But if I'm going to do that, then I don't need to inject, or vice versa. Like, I'm a huge fan of Tony Chachere's season, like just their seasoned salt. I think it's probably the best seasoned salt on the market.
Yeah.
Been having it ever since I was a kid. There's a lot of them out there, but so I bought like their Cajun butter injection, and I don't think it was okay. I probably could have pulled my turkey off sooner.
Yeah.
And I don't have I just have an offset. I smoked straight up. I didn't even use charcoal this year. I straight up built a fire with white oak, started an hour ahead of time so I could develop that bed of coals for the residual heat, just kept feeding it oak. And I think I probably could have pulled it about 30 minutes sooner.
Yeah.
Than I did. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't like, wow.
Yeah.
I also did not wrap it in bacon.
Well,
that's probably a mistake.
Yeah, I would recommend that.
Yeah, but I also have to. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't spatchcock it. My wife hates a spatchcock because she's like, it's just ugly. It looks like it's got run over by a truck. It's flat. But I just took the backbone out and then split down the breastbone.
Yeah.
Put it in half because it cooks faster.
Oh yeah.
How big was your bird?
18 pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
A while. I got up.
How many beers deep were you?
Not too many because I started very early.
Because you had to drive.
Well, no. They live close, so we just walked through the woods to the
Oh.
house. But no,
Carried an
I
18-pound bird
started
through the
early in the morning.
Yeah, if you're cooking an 18-pounder
Uh,
and you want it to be done at dinner time, that's
Yeah, I mean, I started I guess I had it on the
4 o'clock or something like that.
I had it on the smoker probably about 6 or 7 a.m.
Yeah.
But it was an all day event, and after 12 I had a beer, but yeah, I waited until then.
Yeah.
But no, it took a while. 18-pounder.
Yeah, no, that's a serious bird. Turned out, when did you pull it internal?
165, I believe.
Well, once you pulled it at 165.
Yep.
Yeah, I did too. You probably could have pulled it at like 160 because it's going to carry over some.
Yeah, and I wrapped it in foil and let it rest for an hour.
Oh yeah,
so
perfect.
But yeah, I just pulled it right at 165. And
have you ever? Yours is electric, right?
Propane.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
but you can, by how much you give it, you can dial in the temp.
Yeah, for the most part.
In there.
Yeah,
230, 225.
Yeah, 225. I varied a little bit because I wanted the skin to be a little more crispy, so I turned it up toward the end. Around 250, 255.
Yeah, I considered throwing it in the oven at about 375 for 10 minutes. I'm glad I didn't because it wasn't dry, but I just felt like it was a little overdone. And if I had thrown it in the oven for 10 minutes at 375 to crisp that, because if you smoke something, the skin does not get crispy.
No,
it's like
rubbery.
leather.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad I didn't do that because it would have
dried out,
just killed it.
Yeah, man. Try the bacon.
Have you? Yeah, maybe next year. Well, next year will probably be my wife's turn, but I try and switch years with her because she likes to roast it, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, last year her roast turkey came out beautiful.
I used to roast mine in the oven, the same recipe that I use on the smoker. Try that, dude. It is.
Just throw some liquid smoke in there.
Well, yeah.
You could.
Yeah. But I mean, still bacon, still doing the butter, still doing everything the same, and put that in there in the base.
How's it come out roasted?
Great. It comes out great.
Just missing the smoke.
Just missing the smoke taste, but it's still. I mean, it's a ridiculous turkey. But yeah, I like the smoke taste now.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Have you smoked a brisket?
No, I haven't done a brisket yet. No.
I've been debating. I mean, that obviously is the king of barbecue.
I haven't done a butt either. Boston butt.
You haven't done a butt?
No.
Why not?
I just haven't. I don't know. We don't eat a ton of pork.
Let's do it for yourself.
Well, I know.
Or have a guy.
I'm always doing it for myself.
Have some dudes over.
Yeah.
And we'll do a butt. Of course, or you'll do a butt.
Oh, I love it.
Early.
I love a good Boston butt, and it's delicious. But yeah, I've never done it.
I remember when I was working in the butcher shop one time, one of the guys working with me, some dude came in to the counter and asking about cuts from a pig, and he was explaining the different things you could get, and he when he said you could get the butt of the pig, he reached back here, and touched his hip area, and I said, hey man, that's not the butt, that's the ham. The butt is the front shoulder of the pig. And he looked at me, he goes, what? I said, yeah, it's called a Boston butt, and that cut, I guess, probably originated in Boston area, and that's where it became, a quote-unquote famous, and it's known as a Boston butt, but it's not the butt. The butt of the pig is where we get ham.
Okay.
Did you know this?
I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. So we're learning something new. Yeah. So when you get a Boston butt, you're getting the shoulder.
Okay.
Of the pig, and the butt is the ham, and of course the belly is the bacon.
Okay. Well, I would have called that pork shoulder.
A Boston butt and a pork shoulder is the same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Two different names for the same thing.
Mind blown.
Another word is we use the term a buttload of whatever. A buttload is a measurement of a volume of wine.
Okay.
That used to be, I guess probably sent on ships or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's where buttload comes from.
Huh.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I am. Then I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now we use it for a buttload of whatever.
Yeah. Hey. Interesting.
Yeah. You learn stuff on Sunday afternoon smokes, people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's educational. Do you have that in the description for this?
No, I don't. I just know this stuff. It's just my vault of useless information. Kind of lives in my head rent free. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey.
There's no such thing as rent free when it comes to Key Renter. Just I'll put that out there.
That's right.
But
no doubt.
However, so this turkey wrapped in bacon is a annual bowling event.
Yes.
And you said you've been doing it for years?
Yeah.
How many? Like how many years?
I don't even know, man. I would say 10 at least.
Wow. Okay. This is a long running thing.
Yeah.
And so you don't really, I guess at this point in time, it's become tradition.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to break that cycle, but do you ever have any desire to experiment and do something different?
No. Man, this turkey is great.
I saw an Instagram reel the other day of these guys that did a Thanksgiving turkey in a crawfish boil. Like they just took the whole freaking turkey. They made their crawfish boil, put the corn, the potatoes, the bag of seasoning, everything, and just dropped the turkey in it.
Interesting.
And let it just do its thing. Of course, when they pulled it out, it looked disgusting.
Yeah,
because it had just
boiled turkey.
Yeah, that's what it was. Boiled turkey.
Yeah.
And of course, you pull it out, and the whole thing just falls to pieces.
Right.
I'm curious though. I would like to taste it.
I don't know if I am curious on that.
No?
Do you boiled chicken? I mean, it's like rubbery, you know?
Nah,
I don't know.
You can. Well, see, if you make gumbo, now.
Do you put raw chicken in gumbo?
You don't put raw chicken in gumbo.
I didn't think so.
No. I don't imagine you've eaten much gumbo.
No. I mean, yeah, a little bit here and there. But.
Yeah, I've eaten a lot of it. Growing up in Southeast Texas, right close to Louisiana, I still make it here from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
So what you would do, one method would be, you boil your turkey. You boil your chicken, and then you pull it out and you shred it.
Right.
And it's not rubbery. And of course, then you would use. Now you have a whole pot of chicken stock, which is gonna
Sure.
be your base.
Yeah.
You're gonna add, your veg and your roux and all that, and then you're gonna put your chicken and your sausage and whatever else you're gonna throw in there. If you want to make it seafood, you want to add shrimp or whatever. But I think a better way to do it, because it just elevates it, I would just use chicken stock for my base, and I'm gonna smoke the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And you just add that smoked chicken in, and then it just is. It's another depth of flavor because now we have smoked chicken.
No doubt.
That's the way to go. But I guess you're in a tradition. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No.
There's no need to.
No.
Change things for the future.
And before, I in the beginning, I didn't even brine it, and it would still turn out great. But now I did add the brine to it now.
What do you do for your brine?
I get a mix. I forget the company's name. You can get it on Amazon, but it's all the spices and stuff you're going to use anyway. It's just in one package, so you just dump it in.
It's
But
probably obviously a bunch of salt, peppercorns, maybe
salt,
some like orange peel.
Some I believe some orange peel and some other stuff in there. It's just ready to go, so it makes it easy. So, but
all right. Yeah. You've smoked ribs.
No.
Okay, so you haven't smoked ribs, you haven't smoked a butt, you haven't smoked a brisket. Have you smoked anything other than cigars and a turkey?
I've smoked, whole chickens and stuff like that.
I love smoked chicken.
I've smoked chicken wings. I've kind of figured out the chicken wing deal. You smoke it for a while and then throw it on the grill to get them crispy and cook them the rest of the way, but turn out great. But that and salmon.
That's a killer.
And something that a lot of people don't know about. I've smoked deviled eggs, and man,
I've had smoked deviled eggs. Honestly, I was like, they're okay. I just feel like deviled eggs are just so good as is.
They are, but man, it takes them up a notch when you smoke them, and you got to be careful with it. If you smoke them too long, the egg whites get kind of rubbery and stuff. But man, I could eat a dozen of those things in a heartbeat.
Clear a room.
Oh, geez. Yeah. For the next few days.
All right. We've got to, we've got to smoke some meats, man.
Okay.
We've like,
I won't complain about that.
We've got to, I mean, there's so many things you could do with smoke pork butt / shoulder.
Yeah.
You could just shred it, make tacos. You could just eat it as is. You could take it, like you said. I mean, heck, dude, you could make a great pot of chili with that.
And that's, I've done a lot with chili. I smoked the whole chickens to doing chili, or take a lot of ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey or whatever, and make a big ball out of it, mixed in with all the chili seasonings, and throw it in the smoker, let it smoke for a while, and then take it out and put it in the chili, and all that kind of stuff. But I just haven't done a Boston Bud or anything else like that. So
all right,
ribs.
Well, we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to get a guys' evening together. I'll smoke something and bring it over. You can smoke something else.
Yeah.
First go round. We'll
Let's
experiment, and we can grill, because I know you're a fan. I had never heard of this until I met you, but you're a big fan of grilling okra.
Yeah.
Which I never heard of.
It's legit. And actually lately we've been into grilling carrots, and
I bet those are delicious.
I'm not a huge carrot fan, but man, depends on how thick they are. Sometimes you got to half them.
Yeah.
But if you get the smaller ones, the multicolored ones, you throw those on the grill with just, put some olive oil and salt and pepper and maybe some garlic or something on it, garlic salt or whatever, and put those in the grill. Man,
They
kill
get
it.
tender.
Yes.
Gets hard.
Yes. Delicious.
It brings out the natural sugar in there. They
Mhm.
get a little sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
I
good
can see
stuff.
that. I like to grill. I like to cut zucchini thin.
Mhm.
Cut zucchini,
Yeah, we do that
little
too.
olive oil and salt, slap it on the grill.
Or squash. Yeah.
It's delicious. I mean, when you do that with the zucchini and then you eat it, I mean, it's like butter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good.
Oh, it's delicious.
It's the best way to eat vegetables.
Yep. No doubt.
Yeah.
On the grill.
All right, man. Look, I know 2 years ago, pretty sure it was 2 years ago, I'm hanging out at Keith Bowling's house for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And you were super excited because they picked up Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And they picked up some other big-name college receiver that night.
Receiver, yeah. Roma Dunze.
Okay. And then, of course, their rookie year, not great.
No.
But this year, you guys are cooking with gas.
They're
You
doing
guys
something.
are 9-3.
Yeah.
There's four games left in the season,
Yeah, I believe so.
and now
No, 5.
a 17 game
Yeah,
season
because they got to play the Packers twice.
twice
The
now.
Lions once, the Browns, and then the 49ers.
So I don't really have a football team anymore. I was a Redskins fan years ago, and then I cut them loose after they chickened out and became the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
My dad and brother are big Packers fans.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a lifelong Bears fan. It's been a drought for a very long time, but pretty much your entire life. It's been wandering.
We've been in the Super Bowl once since 85.
Yeah, but you were like 5.
Well, in 85, I was 5 when they went to the Super Bowl. But they've been to the Super Bowl since 2006, I believe. But
Did they win?
they lost. Yeah.
Okay.
Colts.
So, but most of your life as a Bears fan has been spent wandering in the wilderness.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys this year are 9-3. I watched the game against the Eagles
Mm-hmm.
on Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
And your running back just ran all over their face.
Both of them.
Like they ran the ball at will.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at honestly, if you watch the game, the Chicago Bears, the score of the game was not indicative of their amount of offensive yards.
Right.
I just felt like, they had opportunities they couldn't convert on, and 10-7 did not match what was going on the field.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that being said, you guys are headed up against the Packers twice in the next 5 games. Packers are 9-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking good.
Twice in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
I believe.
So, are you emotionally prepared?
Yeah.
For the rest.
Yeah. I'm a Bears fan.
I have no emotions left.
Yeah, I mean, they're gone.
I mean, you guys at this point, I mean, you're in the playoffs.
I would
pretty
hope
much.
right now, and it's early. There's still more games to be played, and I know it doesn't mean much at the moment, but we are number 1 in the NFC, and that's huge for the Bears organization. That hasn't happened since the last time we went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's huge. The Packers are always a thorn in our side, so I have high hopes, but I am taming those hopes down to not get too excited until I see what happens on the field. But yeah, Packers are always a struggle, man. They that rivalry just brings them both to another level, and I mean, the Bears did beat them last year when they were terrible. So there's hope, and they look really good. It just goes to show you what a coach does, man. The coach was non-existent last year, and now they have Ben Johnson, who just completely changed the culture of the locker room and the team. And I mean, they also made some additions in the offseason. They boosted their offensive line, which was a huge boost, because last year they were terrible. Caleb was just running for his life the whole time. And yeah, he was a rookie, last year, right? I kind of look at this as his rookie year, because last year his coaching was awful. It was non-existent, and he was running for his life the whole time. So it's he's actually got a coach. They actually have an offensive line. They've got weapons. They've got great receivers, great tight ends, dual running backs that are doing a wonderful job. One's a rookie that was drafted in the 7th round, and he's doing, out of that draft class, I think he's the second best, or if not third best, running back out of that draft class right now. So he's killing it. But yeah, it's awesome to see.
Yeah. What part of the game do you think, after watching them the last forever, but where have they improved the most?
Offensive line.
I mean, that's really everything. They're the unsung heroes of the NFL.
Offensive line. That means everything for the running game and the passing game.
Yeah.
I still think the passing game needs work. Caleb's a little off. He's not quite centered in on where that ball needs to go. But he makes a lot of off-balance throws because he tries to do a lot with his legs. And there's not many quarterbacks that could come close to where he's throwing the ball in the situations he's in when he's running around and doing all those things. But yeah, I think the passing game could use a little boost, but he'll get there. And it's his first time in this system, and Ben Johnson's offensive scheme is very in-depth and a little more on the difficult level there, and he'll get there.
Do you know, like you said, we've got 5 games left, 2 against Green Bay. Do you know who the other 3 opponents are?
Yeah. So we got Green Bay, then I think we've got the Lions.
Okay, that'll be another game.
Yeah, and then I think we've got Green Bay again. There's a team in between, but we've got Green Bay twice in the next 3 games. And then 49ers and Browns.
Okay.
So
now I know I know that just the way sports work, any team can beat you on any day.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Pro sports, man.
So you can't just, because the Browns are in town,
yeah,
you can't just mail it in.
No.
You got to go to work.
I've learned that just being a Bears fan.
But how are you feeling about the next 5 games?
Pretty good. The Lions killed us at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
But that was a different team. Mentally, I think they're more on track of the system now that Ben Johnson has put out there. They got more experience, and they've kind of honed in on what their strengths are. And so it's going to be another game this time around, an old different game this time around when they play the Lions. But I think they can handle the Lions, honestly. I think they'll.
I don't think the Lions are as good this year as they were last year.
No, they're not. But they lost both of their coordinators. One of them is Ben Johnson, their offense coordinator, and their offense is what was so impressive on that team, when the Lions team, and now it's a different offensive coordinator. But they lost their defense coordinator too. He's the coach of the Jets now, unfortunately. But yeah, so there's that. The Browns, I would like to believe that the Bears should handle that one. I think they should handle the Niners as well. So really, I mean, NFC North is one of the toughest divisions to be in. I mean, with the Packers, Lions, Vikings, and Bears, the Vikings are struggling.
Oh my.
Yeah, oh my. But the Lions and Packers are still strong, and those are going to be the toughest games for the next 5. Especially having to play the Packers twice, man, in 5 games.
Yeah, one in Chicago and one at Lambeau.
Right. This one's in Lambeau. This
the first one.
This coming up Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. I would say, and again, I'm not I watch NFL if it happens to be on. I don't really follow it much. I kind of keep up with the Bears a little bit because we're friends, and I like to text you when things are going, whatever. I would say, obviously, there's victories to take away from the season. Like, even if you guys lose out the next 5 games, you still finish the season 9-8.
Right.
And having a winning record for the Bears, that's a win.
100%, dude.
Now, I don't think you're going to lose out.
No.
The rest of the season. So, I mean, if I had to guess, I mean, you guys, you're 9-3. You've got 5 games left. I mean, you guys could finish 13 and whatever, or you could have a really good, and then you're gonna hit the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, with the season you're having, some people would say, okay, possible Super Bowl contenders here.
Yeah,
that would be, obviously, winning the Super Bowl is the goal.
Of course,
that's the goal every season. We want to get to the Super Bowl and win it. However, what would make you extremely satisfied with this season?
I'm already satisfied, honestly. I didn't expect much this year, this season.
You didn't expect this?
No, of course not. I was gonna say, we'd be, if we were at 50%, I'd be happy this year. But we have actually got a winning record at the moment.
Yeah.
And we very easily could end with a winning record, or I guess we would. Actually, yeah, we would end with a winning record even if we lost out. So for the rest of the games, but so yeah, I'm already feeling wonderful.
You're already a happy guy.
They've already exceeded my expectations, for this season.
I would imagine as a Bears fan, you really don't have expectations.
No.
Other than losing.
Correct.
Right.
I mean, I have expectations that we're going to be better than the year before usually.
Okay, so if you guys...
But that usually bites me in the butt.
Sure. I'm going to just presume you're going to get into the playoffs. We'll see how far you go.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get into the playoffs and you go relatively deep, I mean, if you guys keep winning, you'll probably wind up having a bye for the first round.
Hopefully.
What does that do for your expectations for next year?
If they can match or better that record, then I'm happy. Obviously I don't want them to get worse. So I think this is only the beginning. I think Ben Johnson is going to be, the next Ditka of Chicago. And he's just done a tremendous, tremendous job. And I love his coaching style. And like I said, just changing the culture there. The culture there has been pretty terrible the last few years, especially with the last coach, Eberflus. The coaches didn't respect him. They didn't respect the coordinators. The offensive coordinator was awful. There was times last year you would see the offensive coordinator talking to Caleb, and Caleb's like stop talking to me kind of thing, because he was just an idiot. And he might be a very smart guy. I'm sure he is. He's a coach in the NFL. He knows what he's doing more than I do. But, anyway, as a Bears fan, coming from a Bears fan. But yeah, so it's, I think it's just more good things to come.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So if the Bears go deep in the playoffs, where's your preferred spot for taking in these big games? Patio with a cigar at home?
Yeah.
Or are you going to hit a sports bar?
Probably. I'm actually going to hit a sports bar this weekend. This Sunday, I'm going to Lefty's. It's right next to the baseball field downtown. There's a Bears group actually getting together on the back patio. They've got a huge screen out there. And So I'm actually going to go there this Sunday, but it's the first time I've gone out to watch a game this season. I got to just pull the TV out in the patio and have a cigar and relax and watch it.
It's hard to beat.
Yeah, it is. No doubt. But I want to get out with some other Bears fans this Sunday because, you know, the vibes are good right now. So hopefully they win against the Packers. And
are these people that you know, or are you just going
one
to
of them
meet?
is the guy that organized the whole thing. He's a personal trainer at one of the gyms I used to go to, and we kind of keep track on social media and stuff. And he found out I was a Bears fan, so started inviting me to these things. I went to one last year too, but yeah. So they have it every Sunday. Sometimes the same place, but sometimes they go to different areas.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
are you going to be adorned in Bears paraphernalia or a blend of Key Renter and Bears?
No, I won't be wearing any Key Renter that day. It's going to be Bears. So I'll be pulling all that out.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. And last, like, are there special? I mean, your boys are young, so they're probably in bed at a decent time. I just don't know if there's like special rules in the bowling household for when Dad's watching the Bears.
It doesn't matter, dude. My youngest is about to be 3, so he's 2 right now, and my other one's 5. They don't care about those rules. They're going to be.
The question is,
wrestling on the couch
Courtney
no matter
care
what.
about the rules?
She cares. She cares and tries to abide by those rules. She kind of knows that I might be out of commission for the game, you know, when it comes to chasing the kids around.
Yeah.
That's my special time. But yeah, she gets a little frustrated because the kids are running around. They're 2 boys. They're crazy. They break things and damage things. And
That's what boys do.
Go crazy, especially if they've been, you know, cooped up in the house for too long. So they take some attention on the weekends and getting them out in the yard at least to get some of that energy out. And so, yeah, she knows. But they come around. They like to watch a little bit of it. They get a little bored sitting there. Obviously, the youngest one does. Mac, my oldest, he's getting more and more into it a little bit. He'll sit there and watch it with me for a little while. He wants a Caleb Williams jersey for Christmas, and he's ready to carry on the Bears fandom in the family.
Well, yeah, you've got to pass some things along.
Oh yeah,
you know, I get to do that with my son. You know, pass on the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Pass that down. You know, you pass down a family name for if you have boys. Then you should pass on your sports teams if you get to do that. So I'm really happy, and of course, like I said, I cheer for the Packers. Because it's part of my family, and so if we watch football, you know, my kids we're cheering for Green Bay.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
But you
Can't
know,
win them all.
well, yeah, you can't. It's been a year. It's been a year since you've been on the podcast. Last time you were on, we talked because I know, in addition to being a Bears enthusiast, you're also a tattoo enthusiast. How much work have you had done in last year?
Not much. Especially since investing in a business that
took all the tattoo budget.
That's gone right now. There is no tattoo budget. It's gone, and not going to be around for a little while. But yeah, I haven't got much work done. I mean, a little bit here and there in the beginning of the year last year. I'm not quite finished with my sleeve on the left arm yet, but when I get the business up and running and going and getting a little income coming in eventually, whenever that happens, I might be able to get back into that a little bit more. But I got other priorities at the moment, man. It's I'm still interested. I'm still all the time looking at tattoos and designs and things of that sort, and very interested in it. But I'm just not able to take part right now.
Yeah, no, I hear you. There's certain things. I mean, everything has its time and place.
It's an expensive habit, so
yeah. I mean, tattoos and cigars.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
How's your stock at home?
It's good. Like I said, this is the second cigar I've had in like 4 weeks, just because of multiple reasons. But
I mean, I know you have quite a few.
I do. I still have quite a few.
Still
yeah.
stocked up pretty good.
No doubt. I'm not ordering.
I made the joke that
more.
Last time I was over there, I made the thing that, man, I think you've got as many cigars as I do. He said, yeah, but you sell yours.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've still got it's pretty well stocked up. I'm not increasing that in any way right now. I'm not ordering more or anything, but
You stayed off cigar bid.
yeah, oh yeah,
Probably a good idea.
yeah. Well, I help my father-in-law out. He doesn't know how to work the internet, so well, he does kind of, but not on this. But so I ordered him some cigars off there, and keep him stocked. But other than that, I'm not ordering any for myself. I have plenty. I need to get through my stash.
Yeah. All right, man, a couple of closeout questions, and then we'll wrap this up. Let's just ask a couple of questions when it comes to Key Renter. So I know, like you said, the doors of Key Renter Upstate have been open for 10 days.
Yeah.
This is your big launch year.
Yep.
What's your goals for year one?
Year one, I would like to be managing 50 doors.
By the end of the
year.
By November 24th, 2026.
Right.
You want 100 doors under your belt.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Or 50 doors.
I'm sorry. Yeah. 50 doors under your belt.
100 would be great. Yes.
But we're shooting.
And maybe
50.
I should shoot for 100 and land on 75. Who knows? But no, my ultimate goal is to have 50 doors under management by the end of the next year. And
what does that look like procedurally? Because I know. Like I've been in real estate like you. I run this cigar business. We both know that if you're going to, it's going to take 100 phone calls to get to,
right.
You know what I mean? So if
Yep.
you want 50 doors in a year's time, what kind of hustle is that?
Oh, it's a big hustle, man. Lots of phone calls, lots of emails, lots of social media messages, lots of everything, just marketing and advertising online in general, whether it's Google or, paid leads and all this, this and that. The website is awesome.
I was on it yesterday. I think.
That is provided by the franchise, and they do a great job. It's set up for success for SEO and all that stuff, that you got to look out for when it comes to showing up in Google searches and things of that sort. It's top notch. It's very informative, and it's really good. So, just all the above, man. All the above, and getting involved in the community. They have this thing called Key Renter Cares, and they want all franchisees to get involved in some sort of good cause in your areas. Whether it's Meals on Wheels or, something going and helping, Homes for Humanity or anything like that. It's just different stuff. They want you to get involved and find an organization to get involved with, and I plan on doing that as well. But just getting the word out, man, really, so people know I exist. That's the biggest thing, and just do a good job when I have the opportunity.
Yeah. What's one thing you would want every property owner to understand?
Ugh.
Huh?
What's one thing?
One thing you want every property owner to understand.
On a rental side?
Yeah.
On a Key Renter side? The opportunity you have to produce income for you and your family and hold on to an asset that you can eventually sell. The value you have there in that. That to me, one of the best ways to build wealth is through real estate. I obviously don't have all my eggs in one basket in just real estate. You try to dabble in this and that and the stock market and things of that sort. But ultimately, real estate's what I understand the most, and I see the value in it. And I've seen it build wealth with people I know, and I know it's true. And just the opportunity you have, if you have those assets, what you can do with that and the value that it can provide for you and your family.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Absolutely. All right, man. Last time, if somebody's listening to this podcast and they've got a couple of properties and they're just tired of dealing with it and they want you to take it over for them, how do they get in touch?
864-924-4924 is the phone number. You will reach me if you call that.
I love it.
I'm the only employee at the moment. But yeah, so call me there. You can email me at keith@keyrenterupstate.com, or you can go to our website, which is keyrenterupstate.com, and you can fill out the information on there, and you'll be called right away to get the communication line going and set up a time to meet.
Sweet. I usually ask, and it's been a year since we met, but just give me a recommendation or two. I'm working on building out guest podcasts for January. Need some ideas. Give me the names of a couple of guys or ladies, whoever you think I should bring on here.
Let's see. This is a question I was not
prepared
for. I'd have to think about that.
If you don't have them, that's cool. You can text or email me later.
I might do that because I'm gonna have to think about it. But there's lots of folks out there that deserve to be interviewed. Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, get back to me on it. Well, man, thanks for carving out a couple of hours on a what the heck day is it? Wednesday. On a Wednesday, swinging by, enjoying a cigar, and talking about Key Renter Upstate, and it's been a great time.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, and really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, you've been listening to Sunday Afternoon Smokes. I really appreciate it. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it on your socials, and share it with the world, because Sunday Afternoon Smokes is really sweet. We will talk to you very soon.